I don't even know if it would fit on both hands and both feet. The amount of stores or companies that have closed or, have sold recently. Maybe not closing overall, but closing certain locations maybe. You could just scroll up and down on this channel on the video section and just scroll back and you'll see many breakdowns on a lot of these businesses closing. Also, a lot of recalls with a lot of products as well. And I would say a lot of this stuff, it really began hitting heavy about, if I had to guess off the top of the dome, I'd say about like 6 months ago, all the way up until now. And look, we get another one. What customers can expect as Rite Aid closes or sells all its drugstores, okay? So are they going to close? Are they going to sell? Rite Aid customers can expect their local store to close or change ownership in the next few months as the struggling drugstore chain goes through another bankruptcy filing. The customer plans to sell, or the company plans to sell customer prescription files, inventory, and other assets as it closes distribution centers and unloads store locations. Stores will remain open for now, but the company isn't buying new inventory, so bare shelves are likely become more common. What's going to be the end result of all this? Right? I think, they just, I'm not saying prescription drugs, we're just going to be able to buy them online. That's not what I'm saying. But with all these stores closing, think about it. When we buy things online, that's all trackable and connects back to us, which further limits our privacy as well. And again, I'm not necessarily referring to prescription drugs, but think about it, right? Everything's moving to online. So what it's very interesting, and I don't want to say I'm excited, but what a time to live in as we see the world slowly transition, and we're slowly programmed, we're slowly conditioned to accept this kind of like new stage or this new shift in the world, right? So stores will remain open for now, but the company isn't buying new inventory, so bare shelves are likely become the more common. I think that we'll progressively see is the stores will become more and more Spartan, said retail analyst Neil Saunders. The company runs 1,245 stores in 15 states, according to its website. It has a heavy presence in New York, Pennsylvania, and California, which alone has 347 locations. All right. Um, and how did Rite Aid get to this point? Philadelphia based Rite Aid had been closing stores and struggling with losses for years. Before its first bankruptcy filing in 2023, the company says its only viable path forward is a return to Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings. The company said in letter to vendors that it has been hit with several financial challenges that have grown more intense. Rite Aid and its competitors have been dealing with tighter profits on their prescriptions, increased theft, court settlements, over opioid prescriptions, and customers who are drifting to online shopping. There we go, right? And discount retailers. And they bring up Walgreens And remember, Walgreens is closing a lot of locations as well. I did that breakdown. Walgreens, which has more than 6 times as many stores as Rite Aid, agreed in March to be acquired by the private equity firm Sycamore Partners. And CVS Health also has closed stores, okay? Let's check out a video here. I think this is a news clip. Let's check this out.
Struggling drugstore chain Rite Aid says it has started Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings. News 4's Patrick Ryan is live by the Elmwood Avenue location with what this could mean for you. Patrick.
Jordan, customers we spoke with at local Rite Aid locations like the one here at Bryant and Elmwood in the Elmwood Village are disappointed, and they tell us that they're wondering what will become of their pharmacy. In a letter to customers, Rite Aid says it's going through Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings, quote, to pursue a sale of our prescriptions, pharmacy, and front-end inventory and other assets, unquote. A company spokesperson says that over the next few months, all stores will either close or be operated by a new owner. Rite Aid says it's working to facilitate a smooth transfer of customer prescriptions to other pharmacies. The owner of Black Rock Pharmacy in Buffalo says patients need to be patient and start making plans to find a new pharmacy. He says the easiest way is to reach out to your prescriber, like a doctor, to get your prescription sent to a different pharmacy.
Try to reach out to see what pharmacies are positioned to be able to take you on as a new patient. You know, there are going to be instances where it's going to be very challenging. We've already experienced access issues with certain types of drugs. For example, the very expensive GLP-1 drugs that we all see on TV every day for Mounjaro. So we have to make sure that, you know, where you're going to end up, they can in fact be able to accommodate you.
Rite Aid is important to me because I take medication. I'm under a doctor's care, so I need the medication that they provide me, and without having a close pharmacy, since I don't drive anymore, it's very important that I get my medication.
Jed there telling us he's already had his medications chained over to a new pharmacy. Rite Aid says it's experienced a number of financial challenges, intensifying as a result of the, quote, rapidly evolving retail and healthcare landscapes in which we operate, unquote. In that letter to customers sent out, Rite Aid says the majority of its stores will remain open the next few months for customers to access pharmacy services like prescriptions and immunizations. A company spokesperson says they're in active discussions with multiple potential buyers. For now, reporting live in Buffalo, Patrick Ryan, News 4.
All right. And on this channel, I show breakdowns. Look at this. I show breakdowns of these stories. I show these patterns, number connections, which are interesting. Look at this. So look at Rite Aid in the language equals 123, okay? And Rite Aid in the early 50s, look how they speak here. The first store, was called Thrift D Discount Center. All right. Alex Grass founded the Rite Aid chain in Scranton, Pennsylvania in September 1962 after marrying into Harrisburg, Pennsylvania's Lehrman family in the early 50s. The first store was called Thrift D Discount Center. Look at in the language though. Thrift D Discount Center 123 like Rite Aid. Okay? Why does it match? Why does it match like that? Even with the 123 match, the first store, Thrift D Discount Center 123 match with Rite Aid, what it's currently called. Look at even Thrift D Discount Center, you get 312, you get the same numbers. Okay? Just mixed around. And if you look right here in the center, I thought this was interesting. How Rite Aid's got 123 and drugstores has the next higher number, 124. You see that? And then Rite Aid 51, drugstores 61. Now, that's not necessarily a match right there. I just thought it was interesting how that looked, right? 123 Rite Aid, which is a drugstore. Drugstore is the next highest number, 124. And then 51 with Rite Aid, 61 with drugstores. We still try to break down this code. Obviously, we look for perfect matches, but sometimes we see little patterns within the code. And we're just like, that's interesting. And think about a drugstore, right? Thrift D Discount Center. I don't know what that stood for, but you get the D and you get the D, like drugs, right? But the original name, Thrifty Discount Center, you see a complete match with Rite Aid, 123, 123, with the two ciphers there, reverse and reverse reduction. And remember, this is a drugstore. Now look, with that 124, you see drugstores equals 124 in the reverse cipher. The company runs 1,245 stores. Look on the bottom, I got it circled. So 1,245 stores. Look at the first three numbers. 1, 2, 4. And again, drugstores equals 1, 2, 4. What do you think about drugs 66, Rite Aid 66? Check that out. Right? And if you look over here, drug 23 like pill, even pills equals 23. Pill has 22, just like drug. Now, these aren't big words, right? But still, drug and pill go hand in hand. And you see, I'll even go over here to the calculator. Look, anybody, I encourage anybody. Let me open up a calculator here. Let me find a clear calculator. Let me go ahead and erase this right here. Give me a second. Oh, okay. Look at this. I encourage anybody to go to this Gematria calculator and just try it out, right? You see drug 23 and 22 right there. Pill 23 and 22. And look at even 59 and then 58, one number apart. And you get one number apart over here with the 49 and 50. So that's what I was saying earlier. Even though we get a match, 22 and 23, with pill and drug, look at the one number difference in the ordinal and reverse cipher. So, we show this code and how it operates, but then there's more to it with the language. You see that right there? One number apart. And, these are one number apart as well, but you obviously get the match there. You see that? Which it's just cool, right? While I'm here, I can, what else could I write out on the fly? Prescription drugs, maybe? Right? So that would be prescription. Let me throw that, and we're just going to do this on the fly real quick, and then we'll go back to the slides. I like doing this on the fly a little bit as well. Dang, how many calculators do I have open? All right, so here, let's put prescription in as well. Prescription drugs. Prescription drug. Look, even this is what's cool about this calculator, okay? Because these are facts with the language. That's the reverse cipher right there. Look at prescription drug. Look at the 220 right there in the reverse cipher. Now, 220 is like 22. And again, pill equals 22. Drug equals 22. You see that? And what about this prescription drug and reduction? 95. 95 reversed is 59. Pill equals 59. You see how that works? So yeah, anybody can come on here and use this calculator. It's for free, the Gematrinator 85 calculator. Let me just try one more here. And it may not hit, right? It may not hit, but you know, it does, because look at this. Medications has 49 like pill, you see? And pills with the S, 68 like medications. You see that? Right? It goes hand in hand. So let's go back to the breakdown. Okay? But yeah, that's how I first started learning. Just go to the calculator and just enter things that would go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be amazed. Okay, so this is the founder. Alex Grass founded the Rite Aid chain. Look at how Alex Grass equals 56 in reverse reduction. And it looks like I made the picture too big, so I'll just fix it right there. You see this? Look, on the fly. Look at that. We could just kind of fix it like that. And when we see the blue lines, we know that it's good. Now look, the article is 5/6. Look at that right there. Tuesday 5/6. The article. Alex Grass equals 56 in the language, and he founded Rite Aid, and we get the article on 5/6. Now I just caught something else. Look at oh, and I think I read earlier that they filed chapter 11, and this is like the second time or whatever. That syncs up with the date. 5 plus 6 is 11, right? But look at updated 1:12 p.m. You see that up here by the date? We just hit a 1:12 on the fly over here. Oops, wrong calculator. Oh, right here. Didn't we just hit a 1:12? Medications equals 1:12. Look at that right there. Medications equals 1:12. Okay? And the article updated at 1:12. Alex Grass 56. Like the date May 6th. It's not a coincidence. And you see chapter 11, the company says its only viable path forward is a return to chapter 11. And again, the article is 5/6. 5 plus 6. You get that 11, right? Okay, and look, the store expanded into 5 additional states in 1965. Again, the article's in the 5th month. 5 additional states in 1965. Again, the article is exactly the 6th day of the 5th month. And again, that syncs up with the founder, Alex Grass. Even chapter 11 bankruptcy. These are facts, my people. 106, like Alex Grass. That was a late add to the breakdown I was about to present, and I'm like, oh, look at that. So chapter 11 bankruptcy, 106 in reverse reduction, Alex Grass 106 in the ordinal cipher. Of course, this is going to connect to politics. Alex Grass founded the Rite Aid chain in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Former President Joe Biden was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Look at this. After marrying into Harrisburg, Pennsylvania's Lehrman family. Harrisburg, like Kamala Harris, the vice president to former President Joe Biden. Look at that. Harrisburg's Pennsylvania Lehrman family. So look at this politic connection. Even drugstores equals 146. And that is Donald Trump's birthday, 146, the 14th day of the 6th month. You see that? So we get this political connection here. Right when I saw Scranton, some of y'all may have caught it earlier when I read it earlier, but look at that. And even Rite Aid, the name of this drugstore, right? Kind of like right wing with Trump, right? Right? And obviously you get the left. Even it was called Thrift D Discount Center. The store was first called D like Donald, D like drugs. Scranton, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, P. Prescription drugs, P. Pills, P. The language. Even Alex Grass, the founder. When you think of grass, you think of marijuana. Some of you may. And, this is a medication drug article, right? Drugstores. You see that? So it doesn't matter what the trending story. Even Trump's got the 6-month birthday. Remember this article on the 6th day of the 5th month, right? So it doesn't matter what the trending story is. Okay? These stories, they all hit by the language, they all hit by the numbers, they connect to other trending stories. It can be a simple, basic trending stories. Why are all these stores closing all of a sudden? Why don't they give us a little more detail? Wow, it looks like it's getting nice out there. Are we going to get some storm in Arizona? I do have the window cracked. It might be walk time again. Let's play this. Yes. Yes. So we get that Pennsylvania connection as well with Trump. I don't even go into these breakdowns trying to make Trump connections. It's just, you can't deny it. When they hit, they hit. You know what I'm saying? When they hit, they hit. And could this be a privacy issue with these prescription records? Maybe. There's always some kind of underlining issue here that, we have to navigate through the article. We have to do decodes to catch. Oh, and with that 112 earlier, Donald equals 112. Remember, the article updated 1:12 p.m. Don't forget that. And what was it? Medications 112. Ooh, and you get 49, Kamala the 49th vice president also. You also get, man, look at this. So Donald equals 112, Kamala the 49th VP. Remember, Washington equals 49. Look at the 185 and the 68 right there with medications. Look, Donald John Trump, 185 and 68, just like medications. Ooh, Donald John Trump's got that 220, just like prescription drug. Look at that. And remember, drug and pill got 22. That's amazing with the Harrisburg Scranton connection with Biden and Harris right there. That's amazing. And they first filed for bankruptcy in October. Kamala, born in the month of October. Look at that. Ouch. So that just, again, proves the point, man. This stuff, it just connects with other things on the world stage. And I'm not saying Kamala and Biden are all trending right now. But obviously Harrisburg, Scranton, Harris like Kamala, the Pennsylvania connection with Trump and Biden, Thrift D Discount Center, the first name, D like Donald, D like drugs. And even Rite Aid equals 123 like Thrift D Discount Center. Look at this. Kamala also equals 112, or excuse me, 123. So all of this is just hitting on the fly right now. Kamala has that 123. So I'm just catching all of these connections right now. Wow, Kamala's got that 123 as well. So look at how this works on the fly, okay? And there's a lot more numbers here, but I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole, but damn. What customers can expect as Rite Aid closes or sells all its drugstores. And that's the breakdown. I appreciate being able to do this. As I sit here, I'm like, wow, one decent thing about online PCs, the internet, all of that is, I'm able to put this out there. And that doesn't mean people are viewing it like they should, or it's being put in people's algorithms like it should. But I am thankful to be able to do this. So what customers can expect is Rite Aid closes or sells all its drugstores. We'll see. Shout out to y'all.